It's a rainy one today. I stayed up overnight last night making videos. I've been going all day. Well, it's only 2:30, but still. I love this spot. This is my new hangout spot. I'm by a Rite Aid. That's a Rite Aid right there on the corner. And over here is a restaurant. I think Bob Evans. No, Eden Park. And then there's a motel over there, Marriott, I think. So right here, this big tree, I can't talk today. This big tree provides shade for about, I don't know, 5 or 6 at least parking spots. And I love it. I just noticed it the other day when I was looking for shade. And this is about my 3rd day in a row that I've been parking here. I mean, not constantly, but I mean off and on. I'll pull in whenever I'm looking for a spot. I love this rain. I just feel bad it drove all the birds to go in. All the birds were playing and chirping. That was so funny that bird landed on my hood yesterday. I've got this air blowing. Oh, now I can hear. I don't know if you can hear me any better or not, but now I can hear myself. I rolled that up. As soon as I roll it up, it stops raining. Yep, it's just about stopped. So, I was over at McDonald's, which is right behind me, last night, and they called the police on me in my van. And I was just sitting there eating and working on my computer using their Wi-Fi in the parking lot. So I'm really getting tired of that. This is about the 5th time I've had it done to me. 5th or 6th time. But the cops were so nice. And I was telling them how nice the other cop was. I said, oh, you know, someone called on New Year's Eve when I was in the Walmart parking lot with my grandson. Someone called when I was at this same McDonald's over on the other side of the building in the middle of the afternoon in the van eating. And he said, why? I said, everywhere I go, they call the police on me. And he said, why? And I said, well, I used to have brown paper on my windows, and I guess it just looked creepy. I mean, that's what one of the cops said to me. And, you know, I said, and if you look on the other side, you'll see that you can see in. I don't even have all the windows covered yet. It's not done. And he said, you can do whatever you want with your vehicle. I mean, you know, which is a far cry from what another cop had said to me. He was trying to tell me I can't cover my windows, that I'm not allowed to obscure my view like that. I said, really? Because I don't know. I mean, have the laws changed? Because I drove a little Chevy S10 truck with a cap on the back for 11 years, and curtains. I made curtains for all the windows and a false bottom. My brother made a false bottom for me, and I could store things down underneath. And I put a blow-up mattress on top and made pillows to match the curtains. And you know, we could camp in it. We went on trips all the time. I loved that little truck. And I had all the windows covered on it. I mean, except of course the driver and passenger in the front. And I used my mirrors. And I didn't even have a backup camera on that, but I do on this. I told him I have my windows, I've got a backup camera, and I drove school bus, so I think I can handle it. So, I mean, he didn't say anything else after that. But it was so funny last night. I was telling this cop, I said, you know, about how many times the police were called, and I said, but those police were so nice. He said, wait a minute. And I looked down and I was like, what? He said, you mean they were nicer than us? It was cute. He was just goofing around with me. But yeah, they were so nice. They let me go. Well, of course they let me go, but they said, you're fine. They went in and talked to them inside. They said, we'll go in and talk to them and let them know who you are, what you're doing here, you know. And I said, I sit here all the time and use their Wi-Fi. And I usually will talk to the guy who brings out the garbage, or I'll talk to the manager or something. And I mean, I didn't really speak to them last night, but I waved to the guy doing the laundry. I smiled at him, and he just gave me this look. So I don't know, maybe it was a different guy, I don't know, than, you know, what I've seen out there before. I don't know, but I'm getting tired of having the police called on me. And I mean, I wouldn't mind as much if I was, you know, actually getting to use the back of the van for the purpose intended. But I don't even have it set up, and you can still see in the window. So what's the beef? That's what I want to know. What's the beef? I mean, those police didn't even understand. They were like, well, why? Why would people keep calling the police on you? I said, they didn't like the brown paper, I guess. That's why I went with white this time. And, you know, I'm trying to make it look nicer with the tapestries. You know, I don't know. He said, you can do whatever you want with your vehicle. Don't worry about it. So, I'm not going to worry about it. But I do want to get the windows finished. It's been unusually hot the last few days. And rain off and on, so I just haven't dealt with it. I did videos instead. And shopping. I had stuff I had to take back to Walmart, and food shopping I had to do, and fixed up my cooler so everything's all set again. Look at the tree. There's a nice breeze out there. That's why I've got my window down. I closed that one because there was a big mosquito trying to get in. Not to mention the rain. It just rained for like a couple minutes and stopped. There's my Vangle and my Paisley. I messaged Vivian and told her that the video highlighting them is coming out on the 22nd, this coming Wednesday. So I told her, why don't you, you know, let your viewers know, and I'll tell Kathy too. So maybe I can pick up a few new viewers this week. That would be nice. Okay. Well, I'm going to let you go. I don't really have anything else for today. If something comes up, I'll let you know. The wind's blowing and blowing, and he's just holding on, swaying around. Or she. I think that's a she. They took off. There was 3 of them. So before I leave this spot today, I wanted to show you something. When I was a kid, we used to call these money trees. And we would slide the leaves off through our fingers. And these were coins. And we would play school, we would play house, we would play bank, doctor. And that was our currency. Isn't that funny? I sat here under this tree all day. Well, I sat here for a long time with my leg up, trying to help my ankle, and it did relieve it. It feels better. It's still swollen, but it's not quite as bad. Something about that tree was so familiar. It's probably why I feel so comfortable being under it. Things that bring back nice memories. I just love. So that's a money tree. No wonder I love it so much.